Hi everyone, this is Marianne from Happy Paper People, and thanks for joining me today. On Etsy and Instagram, you can find me at Marianne's Craft Design, and my friend and collaborator on Facebook and YouTube is Sharon Shields of Texture Muse. So today I want to share with you something that kind of struck me the other day. I was pulling out some of these little bags. You've all seen these little bags to use in a journal. And you've got the glassine bag and then different paper bags, different sizes. This one's pretty thick. This one's got print on it. Looks like a book. It looks like dictionary print. It's kind of cool. And this one's, excuse me, this one is small, but plain. So you can do something on all of them. And so I pulled them out. And my inspiration came from these to make a bag that was also a pocket with a tuck spot in it. Actually, probably two pockets, I guess you'd call it, out of some junk mail. So May is all about junk mail. And we've had a couple of videos so far, a couple of all-abouts, doing a couple of different things, and I thought it's time to do another all about. So this is what I made out of junk mail. You can see that was an envelope from junk mail, and I turned it into a bag that you can tuck something in, and a tuck spot or a pocket in the front. Had some threads of burlap sitting around my desk as I'd pulled them off as I was making something else, probably this flower here. So just put those on there and made another little flower to go right there. So I would just use this for the couple of cards. I went ahead and did this one kind of like a botanical, because I do have a botanical book going, so I could put them in there. And I put some larger journal cards in here, like this, kind of all nature themed and botanical. And there we go. And there it is. So I thought I'd just quickly show you how to make one of those. And so I grabbed some junk mail envelopes, and this is one of those that they send in something hoping you'll send money back. And yesterday was my husband's birthday, and so he got a couple of birthday cards, and one of them was this really pretty teal, one of my favorite colors, one of the peacock colors. So I thought, that would be really pretty to play with. And then some other plain ones. That one was stuck onto something. When I pulled it off, it kind of tore a little bit of the paper, but easy enough to work around. So actually, I think let's just leave those aside and let's work with these two today. And one's wider, one's thinner. I'm going to show you how to cut those down and cut this one down and make the bag pocket, small pocket, the double pocket, the bag with a pocket, the bag with a pocket on front of it. That's what it is. It's a bag with a pocket on the front of it. You know, it's like you wore an apron that has a pocket down front. That's kind of what it is. So, okay, so let's start with this one. We're going to need us a little paper cutter here. And first have to decide what way we're going to put it. We're going to seal it closed. And I think I have a water brush still right here that I was using. Does it have water in it? Yes, it does. So because of that, I'm just gonna do this. If I get that wet, it should just stick closed just fine, right? There we go. Nobody wants to lick envelopes right now in this virus situation. Okay, so I could fold it this way, or I could fold it this way. Even if I cover it, and we've got that, or I could fold it this way. See, if I do that, there's very little on the bottom to cover it. So even if I cover it, I'm thinking about how much would show through. Okay, and we'll use that as the top. So we need to slice open the top, just take a hair off of the top there so it's open to be a pocket. And actually, that's actually not the first thing we do. Where are my scissors? Because remember how the pocket has, not the pocket, the envelope, the bag has this little scallop top here. They're all kind of shaped a little differently. This has a rounded, this has a little tiny, and these are kind of almost like rickrack or, yeah, you know, with pinking shears. So we need to do that on top. So you can do that with any of these scissors that cut fancy edges. These are the two that are closest. This one cuts like a stamp around a stamp, and then this one is the wave. This is the one I used for the other one, and it's pretty common for those bags. So I'm going to use this one. And the only thing that I want to mark is a point on both sides where I start and where I'll end. So I make sure that I don't go way farther down on one side than the other. And I think an inch is sufficient. So I'm just going to mark an inch. Okay, and I'm going to start right there, maybe. And I'm going to go up to the top in the middle. Hardest part of these scissors is making sure you get the next thing lined up so that it cuts exactly the same. There we go. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Look at that. That piece. Okay, so would that be the front or the back? That would be, if we fold it this way, this will be the front. And it's got that little piece of envelope inside. If we take that off, that's not too flimsy. Nope, we'll just want to make sure we do something on that. You know, so we don't leave it looking like that. I'm seeing where the glue ended. I want to just make sure that this flap is all the way down. So I'm going to put a little bit of art glitter glue, which is great for paper. And I'm going to do the same down here. Now, I could have just flipped it around because I'd cut that end, because I do need to cut this end too. If that's going to be the pocket, it needs to be open. There we go, like that. Now, on this one, I actually cut a little notch out. Don't know if you can see that. Well, instead of wondering if you can see it, I'll just show you. Cut a little notch out like that. And the paper that I put, or the sticker that I put on the front here, I took that little notch that I cut out and I put it right behind it so it looks solid. But it gives a little bit of room to grab and get hold of something there. But you know, don't have to cut that notch out. Maybe I'll just leave this one plain like that. I'm going to make this one a little bit deeper pocket because it's, how long is that? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to fold it down to 1, so it's going to be about a 6-inch pocket. So I'm going to bring this up, make it a little bit deeper, maybe to there. Doesn't have to be too deep. And I want to grab a ruler, actually. It's an awfully big ruler. And I want to just get it in there to try to get a good fold. There we go. So the hardest thing about envelopes is this one on the bottom. Often does that, folds up, and then you have this big old clump of paper or envelope down there, which you really don't want. Okay, and now I want to fold the top down, so I want a ruler, but I don't want this giant one. I'm just going to grab this little, and it's very thin, which is why I like this one. I'm going to put it from one point where it ends to the other point where it ends. And then I'm just going to run my fingernail underneath that there to make a mark as to where it would go down. Okay, so that would be the front, that's the back. I can see, I'm not going to be so picky. about how straight or not straight it is. That's okay. It's supposed to look handmade, right? Okay, so there that is. Now let's cut down this one. So when I look at this one, the first thing I see is these nice stamps. They say peace, they've got a rose on them, they're really pretty, and I really would like to be able to use those stamps somewhere. Also, this is a very wide envelope. It's 5 3/4 inches wide, and most of my journals are not that wide. So if I use an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, folded in half to make the pages, it's only 5.5 wide. And even at 5.5, that doesn't give it any room to close. So it's not going to hurt my feelings at all to cut this down so that I can save those stamps to use them. Okay, so actually I'm going to do this. Since I have the stamp scissors right here, I'm just going to cut them right out in stamp form. There we go. Set those aside for another project. Okay, and then this is where I'm going to cut so that I get actually as big a pocket as I can. It's about 4.5 inches now, which is perfect. If I put it on a page, a 5.5 inch wide page, that will give me a 1/2 inch on each side. Okay. Okay, so that was a little bit ripped there. So we want to see, so the top is open, not exactly straight. Let's clean that up a bit. And this side is open. So we're going to want to close that side up, which we can. We can glue it up easily enough. And if we fold this up this way, that's so pretty though. I hate to just cover it up with something. What if I fold it up this way and we don't completely cover? Let's make a mark for cutting. I should actually mark where the center is so I know where I'm going to. But hey, we don't do that. We just cut, right? How come the first one that I did by myself worked so perfectly and round? Now I'm getting all this pointy stuff. Okay. It's not a very deep, that's okay. Ooh, look at the inside. That's a pretty color too. It's kind of mint green. All right, so if we fold it up this way, let's first glue this down so it won't get caught on anything. Just a tiny bit of art glitter glue, right? And then we're gonna fold there, make sure everything is in there, and fold it down. You could use a bone folder right here, or the back of your scissors, or a ruler, or your fingernail, whatever you need to do to make a nice crease there, make that flat. Okay, now we really need to glue this side together. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to put some just inside this pocket here. Oh, wait a minute. I hear you. I hear you screaming at me. This has to be open if we're going to use it as a pocket. I heard you, Julie. I heard you. Wait! Cut the end open. There we go. All right, now I'm going to go here. I'm just going to open it this way, not leave it closed. And put a little bit of glue all the way down. Just one bead. One bead will do it. Little dabble do ya. Okay. I'm going to close that up. Pick it up just in case any glue oozes out. I really don't want it on my cutting board. Don't know why I put my finger in that, because I knew it was going to be there and I was going to leave it until I did this and let it pick it up by itself. Okay, all right, but we're going to have to see if we're going to distress it with ink. We want to do that before we glue this down. All right, but that's glued up all the way up the side. So now let's take that, where did I put it? I put it back where it goes. Oh, look at that. I almost cut that off. Whew. Rough day. Rough day today. Actually, just a rough, short period of time. So let me put this in here. So I thought it'd be a good day to get on and talk to my people and do a tutorial, because life's always better when I'm with my people. There we go. Isn't that pretty? That mint green along with this turquoise teal. That is really pretty. Okay. I'm almost kind of feeling like I want to cut something somewhere here to get some of that exposed down here too. So shall we open up a... Oh, I have an idea. Since we do... Oh, got to get my punch, which happens to not be right there by my desk. It's over here. There, got it. On my way back. Okay. So I have a 1-inch circle punch, except it's a scallop circle. And that will kind of match the scallop of this one. So what we do is take that pocket where we want the mark in and put it upside down so we can see how far it's going in. Try to roughly center it. Put it about halfway in and pop. There we go. As easy as that. Get that out of the way. There. This is so not straight. It's killing me. It's funny though. We'll do something to embellish it. Okay, so there we go. All right, so let's decorate one, and then if we have time, we'll decorate a second one. Got a book page here, so let's decorate the white one, and then if we have time, we'll do the teal one as well. So I'm thinking to cover the front with music, and this is a page out of an old hymnal, and what I want to do is have it come, let's see, I want it to, if that starts right there and goes down to here. Okay, so kind of what I need to do here is I need to place it where I want, and then I can cut the excess off. So here's how I'm going to do that. I want this page to be on here. I don't really care about down here. That just makes it thicker, so I really don't want it down there. But then I will want it to continue down the front, like this one. See how that one picture is over the front, but then there is the pocket hidden in there. So what I'm going to do is get some art glitter glue here, and I'm going to put glue everywhere where I want the music to stick. So I know that I want it to cover underneath here, and I know I want it to come all the way down here. Okay, now I also know that I don't want to see a gap in there, so I want it to go just underneath this one. So I'm going to call it about right there. And right there, I'm going to put a line across, and that's as far as I want it to come down. That's all I need, okay? So now I take this, and let's see which side. I think I want this side right here. Okay, and I don't want the edge there. I want it to come up. Actually, I'm going to cut it off right where I want it. Okay. Now I want this to come right up to the top. And I want the side to kind of line up here. So I want to bend that, so I'm making sure that I'm getting it all the way to the top. Oh, got like 2 seconds before it goes permanent. The great thing about art glitter glue is it dries fast. It adheres super fast. So there's not a lot of time. Okay, so I placed it exactly where I want it. So now I can come over here and I can trim that up, or I could just fold this around the back. You know, I might do that. But I know that I want to fold this up, and so I need this to be cut. Scissors right below where it's glued, because when this folds up, I want it to be over the top. So I need to make sure, I just pulled it up off the glue just a little bit, so make sure we're going down far enough. Make sure we're still straight there. Okay, so that works. Gives us about a 1/2 inch below. Don't need that much, but better than having too little. All right, so I think I'm just going to fold this side over quickly and adhere that down. That'll make for a nice rounded edge there. Okay, and then I can do the same over here. Just need to cut it off because we don't need that much. So let's just give ourselves about a 1/2 inch to put down. Okay. All right, I'll put that side down. Okay, there we go. Now, typically, well, we're going to ink that before we glue that down. We have to ink before we glue everything down, but I want to get the music on. Okay, and so then we want this one to pick up here. Actually, it goes there. So could have taken it down not quite so far. Let's cut off just a little of that. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do the same thing on this piece that we did on the top and put glue everywhere we want the music to stick. Try to get to the corners, but I don't want a lot of glue spilling out all over the place. Okay. All right, and it was this side. Okay, so all I'm going to do here is make sure, try to line up this line right here, because then I know that it's kind of up the same. Okay, and if I have a little bit over here, I can just cut that off, trim it right off with some scissors. So, okay, so that's kind of the easiest way to cover those. Let me go ahead and we'll leave a 1/2 inch, not even quite here, and trim that down. We'll do all the way around. It'll make nice rounded edges that have the book page on them or the music page on them. Okay, now this one's got to go inside. That one's got to go inside. Hopefully I'm not moving this around and taking you out of frame. I guess I better check that. I can check that in just a moment. Okay, there's one. And there's the other. So I hope you all had a nice Mother's Day. Whether you stayed at home and relaxed and just enjoyed the day, or whether you went and spent it with your mom or your kids. Whatever it is that you did, I hope it was a nice day. It was beautiful weather here. It was 80 degrees, I think 81. I'm not sure if that was the actual high. It might have gotten up to a couple of degrees higher than that, but it was really beautiful. Okay, well, it's showing me that I forgot to glue this side down too, so let's get some in there. Yeah, love that weather. In Phoenix, 80 is considered cold, so spent many years in Phoenix, and 80 would be an amazing, amazing day. So I talked to my son who is in Phoenix, and It's pretty hot there, but they're not noticing too bad because they're working from home, and so they're both inside and don't go out a whole lot. Take the dog out for a walk every day, maybe a couple times a day, but they're being millennials that are being really good with following the rules of the self-quarantine. Okay, so then the question becomes, do we put some of this book page? Is that all I cut off? Do we put some of this up here? Which we could do. So I'm almost thinking that we need to cut this, because then we'll have a little bit of white behind it. We'll have this one white, and then we could back that one. Or we don't. Let's see here. I don't know. We'll leave it. We can figure that out. All right. So let's get to inking this one so we can decorate it. Move this out of our way. And you can see why I didn't want to glue anything. What was that? Oh, just throw in the glue at me. That's okay. You can throw the glue if it makes you feel better, desk. All right, so let's get some good ink on the sides. Ooh, I just remembered that I just re-inked this ink pad last night, so it should be good and juicy. Okay. All right, so I'm going to bring this back up and do the top here. And I'm going to flip it over and do the back. And then I'm going to open it again. I'm going to put a finger down there to hold that. I'm going to get the crease a little bit. Crease right here. And then we want to make sure that we get this side. Now that's where we had to pull that little piece of paper off. That kind of stands out now. So we'll probably want to put something on there, but we can do that. Okay. And then let's get the inside of this one. That is a good juicy ink pad now. All right. So then when this one's folded up, we need this side. And we need the bottom. And we need this side, and we need the top. Now, let's go ahead, because we've got it right here, and do a cutout in the pocket with the circle that is actually I guess it's kind of like a flower, isn't it? Whew, that one flew. All right, so I cut that out, and now I need to make sure to ink those edges so they stand out a little bit harder. I don't want to destroy the edges, so I'm going to get them from the bottom just to pull them back up when they went over a little bit. All right, and then the inside of this, because you kind of sort of see that from on top, but I'm not going to go all the way down inside of it. Okay. That out of the way. Okay. Here we go. Looks like we got ink everywhere. Probably could use a little more in there. Probably could use a little more in here. And the back is going to be glued on a page, so we're not going to worry about the back there. All right. So now we're ready to glue this down. And so remember, when we glue two things together, we always put the glue on the shortest or smallest of the two pieces. Left that top off just a little too long, didn't I? We put it on the shortest so that we know where to stop. If we put it on the longest, we don't know how far up to go without taking time to measure exact, and we don't want to measure exact. That by the time you do that, you could already have this glued. So we get a little bit of glue there. Fold this over. Get both ends down. There we are, good to go. and just that fast. That adheres. Okay, so there's our pocket. And now we want to glue this down. Let's go ahead and just do a bead around the edge. And a little strip in the middle. There we go. That should hold it just fine. Okay, so now we've got this. Let's put something on it. What are we going to put on it? Let's see. I've got some birds. Oh, okay. I've got butterflies and dragonflies here too. Let's get this out of our way. What's right here? Ooh, that's interesting, over a music page. Okay, that's an option there, kind of big. I don't want it hanging off. Can always look for another, see if they're smaller, but all of these are pretty big. Really do like them. Let's see, what are the dragonflies? How big are they? That one's really big. That one's not quite as big, but what else have we got? I guess that would probably go there. Dragonflies or butterflies? Or birds. The birds are pretty cool too. Well, that's kind of... They look too much alike, those two. Let's see. What if that one was down there? And I don't know. I don't know if the dragonflies are doing it for me on this one. I think it goes this way. There's one. Or we could do a dragonfly and a butterfly. Let's check a bird. No, you never think it'll be that difficult to decide. But I'm telling you, deciding what to embellish with always takes the longest time of everything. That bird is pretty cool, isn't it? Is there a smaller one too that could go? That's pretty big. These are all big birds too, so I don't know if there's a smaller one. Oh, that's cool looking. Yeah, none of the birds are going to be small enough. But what about a bird and a butterfly? No, what about a bird and a dragonfly? Because where was a small dragonfly to go down there? One of these was a little bit smaller. Oh, they're stuck together. This one's a little bit smaller. Which way does it go? That way, I think. Now his wings are going to be off. Off, off, off. Oh, I hate when they get stuck together. Come on. You don't belong in there. That one might work. Butterfly and a bird. Or. Oh, it's a dragonfly, not a butterfly. We could go right back to here where we started. And let's see, we got butterflies of all sizes and shapes. That's pretty. And bird, too small or too big. We would keep getting hit in the head every time we went to put something in there. Could make that one work, but they're too much the same color. Oh, come on, butterfly. I need the right butterfly to jump out at me. How about that? Doesn't really, it does hang over, and that's not necessarily good because the pocket's there. All right, there we go. There we go. How about that? Does that work? So we've got some botanicals here that we could possibly put. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to do that. Yeah, for me, if I just get making stuff, the hardest part, or the most time-consuming part, I will say, I only feel the pressure because the camera's going, and I know I don't want to drag out time. Oh, goodness. But the most time-consuming part is deciding what to embellish with. Easy to whip up the pockets or whatever it is you're making, but then to decide how to decorate it. Oh, oh my goodness. Okay, the sticker that I put on the prototype came right off the first time I stuck my fingernail into it. So easy. And look at this butterfly, just not cooperating at all. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to try to get a little needle. See if I can stab it and make it pull it apart. That is terrible to be wasting time just trying to get the back off of the sticker. Because that is truly a waste of time. There we go. All right. Note to self, use the pin next time. Okay, so, ooh, that is really pretty. The light going through. Look at how the shadow reflects even in the color. That's cool. I like that. Okay, we're going to do it here. Leave just a little room. We might put a botanical or something down there, maybe up here. Okay, I'm going to go straight for that pin needle. Straight for that needle and see if I can't get this off right away. Look at that. We figured out the solution. But I'd like to stick it on the back and not on the front. Affect the sticker at all, but at least it didn't. Okay, and now I want to try to make his wing not go up over the top. Perfect. I have to trim just a little bit of the clear edge off. I can. There we go. But his entire wing is on there, so that's good. Okay, and let's just see what we've got in a botanical. Oh, how about these flowers? How about one of these? One of these flowers, or two of these. Let's see if there's a good color, because these are kind of blue, teal. That's kind of purple and blue. Doesn't really. Ooh, a daisy, that would be pretty. Could go. There's more purple. This is not purple. No purple butterflies. That's pretty. That's purple too. What's with all the purple flowers? There's yellow. Nothing blue. That's kind of pretty. Okay, let's see here. How about that one right there? That would be kind of nice. And no. Maybe it doesn't even need those. Maybe that's just more than it needs right now. Maybe just a little bit of greenery, which I don't have at my desk. So maybe all it needs is some kind of fiber. What have we got hanging around over here on my desk? We have glitter. We've got some fiber. This blue probably go. That one's purple. This cream might even go better. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. How about... I've got some gold thread. I've got some copper thread. Ooh, that's pretty copper and that's pretty gold. Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to run out of time. That's what we're going to do. It's a brand new spool of gold thread. Or copper thread. So let's find the end. Oh, I didn't mean to destroy that. I thought it was right there. It's not. Oh, there it is right there. Come on out. There we go. Okay, and I want the gold one. That one's already been opened, so it's right there. Okay. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put them together. We're going to do a little bit of messy thread. 1, 2, around 4 fingers, around back to 3 fingers and 4 fingers. There we go. We got both colors in there. That's kind of pretty. Okay. I'm going to cut that off. And, oh, where'd my double stick tape go? I don't know where my double stick tape is. It's not at my desk, and I am not going to go running for it. So we're going to give it just a little bit of glitter glue in the middle. And where's my 2 ends? I'm going to take those and wrap them around just to hopefully hold that in with that glue for a minute. Okay. I'll let that sit there for just a second. And I want to take these again, and I'm going to double this, cut it about right there, and I'm going to cut the loop end just so I have a double length. Okay. And I'm going to put this around the center. Maybe. All right, when I do this, I'm going to set the scissors on it to hold it in place. Because all I want to do is put it around the center and then just tie this little knot. Much easier to do with double stick tape. But didn't realize that I was going to use this. So, all right, this is not cooperating. Because they're not all sticking together. I should have twisted them, made them all be together. In the middle, people. There we go. All right. As long as that's in the middle. And I can tie it again just to make a knot. It doesn't even matter if they're not all through it, as long as some of them are through it. Okay. And then I'm going to leave that hanging, but I don't know how long. How about, I mean, I don't want it hanging as long as it is. I'm going to put it up here. Kind of needs something on it. It might need a button on it. I'm going to do that. I don't really want to cut a ton off. I'm really liking that long, but I like them not all being the same length. Okay, I'm going to put that right there. We're going to end this video because I'm going to go dig out some buttons, and I'm going to find a button that's going to go right there. So, at the beginning of this video, I'm going to Well, this will be in as a tutorial. At the beginning of this tutorial, I'm going to put, I have a button there, and I'm going to take a picture of that, and that will be the front of the tutorial so that you'll see that right away. And if you didn't pay attention to it, you can run back to the beginning and just see the picture of that with the button. But I'm going to go find a button now. But meanwhile, grab some junk mail and start playing with it, because you take a piece of junk mail, look at something else you're making, and you can easily duplicate it with junk mail, whether it's envelope or the large mailers, the large advertisements, whatever it is. So would love to see some of your all-abouts for May posted. They don't have to be what I've made here. It's anything that you make with junk mail during the month of May is an all-about. So you make something with any kind of junk mail, please post it in Happy Paper People and put up there in all caps, all about. Here's my all about for May, you know, one of them. You can keep doing them over and over, because that's how we inspire each other. So do appreciate it. Appreciate you joining me today. I hope you've had a nice time getting a little bit of new inspiration. I love watching your videos, and I love seeing your pictures of things, because that's where I get inspired. So until next time, take care, and we'll see you soon.